Hi everyone, welcome to another Pure Math 3 topic. Right, today we are going to discuss a new topic, which is the second chapter in your textbook. The topic name is logarithmic and exponential functions. Well, I'm pretty sure that you might have heard about the word exponential functions, which you have already studied in Sec 4 extended math and even in JC1 pure math a little bit, right? But logarithmic function, I'm sure that additional math students, you would have gone through this topic in Sec 4. So it will be, yeah, it's kind of like a recalling for you for most of the stuff. But for the non-AMAT students, it's a brand new stuff, right? Logarithm is a brand new thing. Well, doesn't matter. I'll be explaining certain stuffs of a logarithmic and exponential function today before we actually move on to the problem solving. Okay, all right. So basically, the objectives for this topic is to understand the relationship between logarithm and indices and use laws of logarithms. And the second one is use logarithm to solve equations and inequalities. That's the most important one. And last but not the least, we have to use logarithm to transform a given relationship to linear form. Basically, we call it as linear law, right? Basically, we call it as linear law. All right. Okay. So before we get into the topic, actually, so have you heard about the word logarithm before? It was actually introduced by a Scottish mathematician, and his name is John Napier. And usually we know the logarithm as Napier logarithm, that is named after him, right? And you can see the picture. That is the, I mean, the picture is the mathematician John Napier's, and he was lived in the late 1500 to the early 1600. So imagine that it was invented like long back, like the beginning of 1600s, right? So you'd be thinking like, why are we learning and why do we have to study this logarithm? Basically, initially the purpose was to multiply very big numbers, and logarithm were a calculation tool which greatly reduced the amount of time needed to multiply large numbers. So you should be thinking like, we have a calculators, why are we studying this? During that time in 1600, can you imagine that, was there any calculator of anything? So but still multiplication was needed, so this was one of the easiest way of finding or multiplying very big numbers, right? Okay, so what is the importance now? It's not only just multiplying two numbers, the basic thing is that, but you can see that it is everywhere. Okay, some of the examples of the use of logarithmic measurement are, many of you are, yeah, guitar experts, or you're studying some kind of musical instrument, right? And the spacing of guitar frets, there should be a proper spacing needed, right? That will be in logarithmic measurement. And in case if you want to measure the, I mean, the hardness of a mineral, that will be in logarithm measurement. Apart from that, earthquake measurement, intensities of sound, all these are measured in the logarithmic way. So everywhere, literally everywhere, you can find one or other importance of logarithm. All right. Okay. So there should be some reason for learning logarithm. And another thing is, logarithms are a convenient way to compress numbers with a large range. Also, it undo exponential function so that we can solve for x. This is our very important area, right? The second one, which undo exponential function, because sometimes we get stuck in some of the exponential functions, then how to solve it, we don't know, right? So there comes the importance of logarithm. And every branch of mathematics and science, logarithm is used. And remember, this is another important keyword. A logarithm is basically an exponent. That means the power, the power is, exponent means what? The power is the logarithm. So you will know later what does it mean. And last not by the least, even the archaeologist, you can use logarithm using the exponential decay, how to calculate the exponential decay of certain stuffs, right? That is needed for archaeologists, that also using the logarithm, calculated in the logarithmic way. So everywhere, every part of life, logarithm is involved. Okay, right. Okay, so today, before we actually do some of the harder problems, let's see. I have written 4 problems here. I hope you can see the screen, right? Okay, here, 2 to the power x equal to 8. I want to solve it. As you know, solving means to find the value of x, right? It's a very simple exponential equation. I hope you get what I mean. Exponential equation, right? Exponential. Meaning what? The variable is coming as a power. See, x is the variable which is a power, right? So exponential equation, how do we find the value of x? Since the first 2 questions are pretty easy, right? Because I can write 8 as 2 to the power 3, right? 2 raised to the power 3 is 8. So since 2 to the power x and 2 to the power 3 are equal, means the only way is x should be equal to 3. So we can solve it very easily, this exponential equation. So by the way, if you write something in the form of y to the power x, we call x as the exponent or the power and y as the base, right? Remember, y is the base and x is the power. So in the first question, x is the exponent or the power and 2 is the base and 8 is the final answer for that. Well, when we move on to the second question, it is still exactly same as the first one, because 27 we can write as the same base here. What is the base here in the left side? 3, right? So 3 to the power y can be written equal to 27 is what? 3 to the power 3, right? Because 3 cube is 27. Since the bases are same, the powers should be equal. There is no other way. So we get directly y equals 3, which is a simple thing which you have learned in extended math. Well, now, how do we solve or how do we deal with the question number 3 and 4? Look at that, guys. 2 to the power x equal to 5. Meaning there should be definitely a value of x which raised to the 2 to the power of certain value should be equal to 5, but that x will not be a whole number, unlike the first 2 questions. So practically it is impossible for us to write 5 as a power of 2 here. There comes the importance of logarithm, guys. So for solving these kind of question, exponential equations, right? Solving these kind of exponential equation, we would be using logarithm. How do we use it? We are going to learn that in the later. Okay, later part. Is that clear, guys? Right. Okay. Well, so basically when we talk about logarithm, there are 2 kinds of logarithm that usually we'll deal with. These are the 2 kinds because there are different way. One is common logarithm, meaning a logarithm with base 10, and the other one is called natural logarithm, meaning a logarithm with base e, right? You would have heard about e, right? E, the value e is a constant, the value of e is 2.718, so on, right? It is a irrational number. You can see that e also in the calculator, if you press that, you can see that the value of e is 2.7 something, right? Okay, so and you would be seeing a notation called log everywhere, right? Log is the short form of logarithm. It's the short form of log. We don't write logarithm fully, instead we write only log, right? Okay, so for log to the base 10, guys, for log to the base 10, we don't write complete logarithm. We simply write log or lg, guys. Okay, this is the most common used one, lg. Okay, lg means what? It is log with base 10, meaning it's a common logarithm. At the same time, for log to the base e, we write ln. So if you see ln, remember that is a log with base e, or otherwise I could say it is a natural logarithm. Okay, let's say this y equal to 10 to the power x. We know that that is in exponential form, right? That is in exponential form. Well, if that is in exponential form, there is a base and there is a power, right? What is the base here? So the base here is 10, right? 10 to the power x, and the exponent, right? The base and the exponent or the power. Base is 10 and exponent is x. So if you want to convert an exponential form to a logarithmic form to solve certain exponential equation, what we do here is, guys, okay, as I have told you earlier, logarithm means exponent. So here, what is the exponent? X is the exponent, right? So we write x equals log log, and you write 10 as the base because base is 10 and y is the answer. So how do we read this? X equals log 10 to the, log y to the base 10. How do we read it? X equals log y to the base 10, right? And simply we could write it as LGY, right, guys? Because log to the base 10, we don't write it like that. We simply write it as LG. So if you write LG, should I write still the base? No, it is understood that the base is 10. So I hope you get an idea. How do we rewrite an exponential form to a logarithmic form? Why are we doing that? For solving the equation. So you would be thinking, after this, how do we solve? Yes, in our calculator, you can see the LG key here, right? There are two keys, I mean, three keys, in fact, in your calculator. That depends on the version. Definitely, you can see an LOG. LOG means what? Log with base 10, yeah, which is basically LG. And you can see an LN button. If you have any doubt, please take out the calculator and check ln. And there is again an log with a space and a base. That means for any base you can use that. So usually in the normal calculator, you will see three kind of log button. One is log, means what? That is log with base 10. ln is log with base e, and another one is log and a base and the other value is missing, meaning you can put any base there. So from this, it is very clear that there are different kinds of logarithms also, I mean with different bases, not only 10 and e. These are the most commonly used. One is common logarithm and other one is natural logarithm. Well, for the second question here, I mean second part, y equal to e power x. You see that this is again in exponential form. So I can see that the base is e and the exponent is x. So remember, if I'm converting into a log form, exponent will be the answer for the logarithm. So x equals log y to the base e, right? Log y to the base e, or I would say it as lny, right? lny. So don't get confused with lg and ln. LG is base 10, ln is base e. If you have other kind of logarithm, meaning base 6, base 7, everything is possible, but you need to clearly mention the base there, right? Okay, so let's move on to the first set. Convert the following into logarithmic form and then solve. First question, you know it's given in exponential form, right? So what is the exponent here? The exponent equal to x, right? And the base equal to 10 and the answer equal to 200. So if I want to solve it, the exponent will be the answer for the logarithm. So I write x equals log, okay, x equals log, base should be 10, right? Base should be 10 and the answer is 200 here. So this is how you rewrite it. The power will be the answer of the logarithm. Exponent x equals log 200 to the base 10. Maybe to be more specific, you can write it as LG 200, right, guys? Because base 10, you write it as the and you can get your calculator and find the value of it. So press the log button. Log button is LG. Yeah? So first you press the log button in the calculator. Right. So log 200. Okay, that will give you 2.30 something. So I can write it as 2.30 rounded to 3 significant figures. Right. Okay, I hope it is very clear. The same thing can be applied for the second and the third question. Again, here the base is 10, the power is x. So x equal to log 0.48 to the base 10. So I can write it as LG 0.48, right? Since the base is 10. So log 0.48, that's equal to negative 0.319 rounded to 3 significant figure. Okay, I hope you are checking the answer as well. You may check your answer. Yeah, well, the same thing for the next question. The exponent is x, but the base is 5. Remember, guys, so I could write x equals log 18 to the base 5. So can I write it as LG 18? No way, because the base is 5. So in this case, how do we find the answer by using calculator? That's why I told you there is another button called log, and you can put the base there. The base is 5 and the number is 18 here. That will give you how much? 1.7958, etc. So if you round off to 3SF, it will be 1.80, right? If it is for 3SF, it will be 1.80. So I hope you get an idea. You get an idea like how to solve any equation which is given in exponential form by converting into logarithmic form, right? So now I think you would be able to, you get an answer for these two questions, right? Because 2 to the power x equal to 5, meaning I could say that x equals log 5 to the base 2, and use the calculator, you get the answer. Meaning here y equals log 23 to the base 3, and use the calculator, you get the value of y. So I think now you understand where to apply the logarithm. And since in an exponential form, if the right side is not with the same base or cannot be written as the same base as the left side, you definitely need to apply log to find the answer, right? Okay, now this is the reverse of that. Okay, solve the following equations, giving your answer correct to 3SF. What is given here? It's a logarithmic equation, right? All three are logarithmic equation. And to solve for x, I need to convert it into exponential form, meaning the opposite of what we have done just now, right? What is the base here, guys? Base is 10, right? And so answer will be always coming as an exponent. Remember, log answer will be the exponent. So exponent should be equal to 1.2. Remember, exponent should be equal to 1.2. So how do I write? X equals base is 10 and exponent is 1.2. 10 to the power 1.2. You get it? Or easier way is you keep x here, you move this 10 there and pull 1.2 upside. So x equal to what? 10 to the power 1.2. That's how you identify it. So this is the basic structure. Base is 10. Exponent will be always the answer of the logarithm, right? So base equal to 10, exponent equal to 1.2. So we get x equal to what? 10 to the power 1.2. That can be found by using calculator, right? 10 to the power 1.2. Meaning you get 15 point something. So we need the 3SF. So it is 15.8, right? Round up to 3SF. Okay. So now the second question, LGX, again a logarithmic equation. I wanted to solve it, convert it into exponential. So LG means I know this is log with base 10 and an x here equal to negative 1.4. So look at this. The base is 10 and the power should be negative 1.4. So x equal to what? 10 to the power negative 1.4, right? 10 to the power negative 1.4. So that's equal to what? 0. Okay, so when you solve it, you get 0.0398 rounded to 3 significant figures. Moving on to the third question, still the same thing. 3 is the base, 2.5 should be the power. So x equal to what? 3 to the power 2.5, right? The base is 3, not 10. Okay, 3 to the power 2.5. So that also can be done in the calculator, which will give you 15 point something, which is 15.6 rounded to 3 significant figures. So I hope you get an idea how to convert an exponential to log and vice versa, right? So there are uses for both. Okay, for solving certain kind of exponential, to find the value of x or y, you need to convert it into logarithmic form and then you do it. Or if the equation is a logarithmic equation, still you can convert it into exponential form and do it. Okay, so now that's very simple thing and very basic things, and I know that, okay, I'll be giving you some problem for practice, no worries. And moving on to this, okay, that's the first key point here. Log a to the base a equal to 1, meaning if the base and the number is the same, then the answer will always be 1. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can always check in your calculator. You can check log, okay, log 5 to the base 5 should be equal to 1. Log 10 to the base 10 should be equal to 1. Log 15 to the base 15 should be equal to 1. That's a standard result. And also log 1 to any base. This a means what? It can be any constant, should be equal to 0. Meaning log 1 to the base 7 should be equal to 0. Log 1 to the base 10 equal to 0. Anything with log 1 with any base could be equal to 0. Right? And the most important thing is, guys, the laws of logarithm. That is very, very, very important. How many laws are there? There are 3 laws, namely multiplication, division, and power law. Well, in multiplication, if you are multiplying 2 numbers and taking the log of that with a base, you could split it as separate numbers and you add the log of both. Meaning log xy to the base a equals log x to the base a plus log y to the base a. Right? That is multiplication law. And please, this is common error. What we have been seeing is many people will be tempted to write log x to the base a times log y to the base a equal to log xy to the base a. No, right? It is addition. And when it comes to division, guys, it is log x to the base a minus log y to the base a. Remember, if it is multiplication, you separate the logarithm and you add it. If it is division, you separate the logarithm and you subtract it. And if there's a power, you can move the power in front of the logarithm. See, m is the power, right? You can move m in front of that. It becomes m log x to the base a. Right? So by using this, we will be solving a few problems. Okay, the following are some problems, and later I'll give you a worksheet of that. Okay, write as a single logarithm. Write as a single logarithm. You can see that there are 2 log given. We wanted to make it as a single one. Very simple. There are 2 different logarithm you are adding. So it is same as multiplying both of them since they have the same base. Provided in all these cases, guys, base should be the same throughout, right? So here it should be what? 7 times 11 divided by 2 by using the first law, meaning multiplication law, right? So you could write it as what? Log 77 to the base 2. Do I have to find the value? No, they asked write as a single logarithm. So I wrote it as a single logarithm. This is one logarithm. Second one is subtraction. If you want to subtract 2 log, it is same as dividing both, right? So 20 divided by 4. with the common base 6. Remember, both the bases are same here, 6, and in the first question, both the bases are 2. So what if the bases are different? Can we do this? No, you can't do this. Yeah. So there are kind of change of base method and all, but you don't have to learn that. Change of base is not in your syllabus, even though you have studied in A math. Okay. So log 20 divided by 4 is 5. So log 5 to the base 6, that is the final answer here. All right. So the next one is 2 log 8 to the base 3 minus 5 log 2 to the base 3. In this context, what I strongly encourage you to do is, it is subtraction, guys. So definitely we can use division. Subtraction means what? Dividing 8 and 2. But make sure that log does not have any number prefixing, I mean any number before. There's a 2 here, that makes a problem, and there's a 5 here, that also makes a problem. But you can get rid of that by using our power law, right? If the number is in front, you can make it as a power of the number, right? So 2 will go as a power of 8, 5 will go as a power of 2. So how do I rearrange it? It becomes log 8 square to the base 3 minus log 2 to the power 5 to the base 3. You get it, guys? 2, why are we doing this? Then only I can apply log x minus log y equal to log x by y, right? If there is any number prefix of log, you need to change it by using power rule. Meaning, I can write it as what? Log 8 square divided by 2 to the power 5, because it is subtraction. If you make it as a single one, it becomes division with the base 3, right? So now still you can write it, we can simplify it. Log 8 square is 64 divided by 2 to the power 5, that's equal to what? 32, right? So divided by, the base is 3, but still I think we can simplify. 64 divided by 32 is exactly 2, right? So why don't we write log 2 to the base 3? See, look at that. Such a big question, we can write it as a single logarithm like this. Does it make sense, guys? I hope you get it. Okay, when we deal with the fourth question, you can see that the first one does not contain logarithm, second one contains logarithm. Then, but can we write one as something like a log? Yes. First and foremost, try to convert 2. Okay, we don't need anything before log, so 2 comes as a power. So it becomes what? 1 plus log 3 square to the base 2. Or I could write it as 1 plus log 9 to the base 2, because 3 square is 9. See, here the base is 2. And if I wanted to make it as a single logarithm, it's not a single log, right? Because 1 is there, there are 2 terms. But I could write 1 as a logarithm. I can write 1 as log 2 to the base 2. As we have learned, log a to the base a is 1. Why did I choose 2? Because the other number, the second term is base 2. Then only we can apply logarithmic laws, right? Which is log 9 to the base 2. Okay, so that's equal to what? Log. Now we can apply the laws of logarithm. It becomes log 2 times 9 to the base 2. That will give you log 18 to the base 2. All right, log 18 to the base 2. Is that clear, guys? I hope it is, right? So it is very simple. If there's a 1, you can write it as log 2 to the base 2. Let's say if the base of this question is 5, then you should write log 5 to the base 5. Then only we can apply the logarithmic law. Okay. Well, now the next question here is, it's a little bit tricky. Simplify. Again, simplify means what? Make it more simple, right? This is actually like expanded. There are 3 terms, and all the 3 terms contains logarithm, and all the logs are having the same base. So obviously you would be able to apply logarithmic law, right? So here But in all these scenario, you can see that there are numbers in front of log. First and foremost, we need to convert that by using the power law, right? So how do I rearrange it? We can write it as log 2 to the power 3 to the base 5 plus log 36 to the power 1/2 to the base 5, because 1/2 is in front. Then the third one does not have, so we keep as it is, right? So here actually addition and subtraction coming together. So we can do addition first and later you can do subtraction, right? So how do we do that? I can write it as log 8 to the base 5, right? 2 cube is 8 plus log, this is power 1/2, right? Power 1/2 is same as square root. Square root of 36 is 6, isn't it? To the base 5 minus log 12 to the base 5. So when I do the first law here, multiplication law, what will I get? Log 8 times 6 to the base 5, right? Minus log 12 to the base 5. Now what we can do? You can do the subtraction law, or if I simplify it further, I get log 48, right? 6 times 8 is 48 to the base 5 minus log 12 to the base 5. See, the bases are same. It is subtraction, meaning you have to use the division law, right? Log 48 over 12 to the base 5. How much is that? 4, right? Log 4 to the base 5, because 12, 48, 4 times. And that is the final simplified answer. Right, guys? Okay, so I think you can do the rest of the question, which is the similar one. In the second question, I'll give you a hint. First, move the power half to 8, meaning 8 power half. Again, this half, or you take half outside, that's also okay. And this one, we can write it as log, because the base is 3, so you should write it as log 3 to the base 3. I hope you get it. Because why did I use 3 to the base 3? Because the other logs are having base 3, right? So now then follow the same method what we have learned earlier, you will be getting the answer. Okay, so these are the questions that we will be discussing today, and a worksheet will be given now for practice. You will be doing the practice by yourself, and if you have any concern, you may clear it from your teacher. Okay, thank you so much, guys.